Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Snuck right up on us.
It sure did. It sure did.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
looked at
goodness.
each other yesterday afternoon before we left, and we went,
Oh crap.
tomorrow's Wednesday.
Tomorrow's double Wednesday.
Tomorrow is double Wednesday, yes.
Oh,
So
goodness.
here we are. So today we are starting this morning off with our DDE. This is going to be May's project. So if you are new to joining our DDE stitch outs this year, we are stitching the following months.
Yep.
In this month.
So we're a couple days ahead.
A couple days ahead, so that when you get your file, you'll already have a video you can start right away, and it'll be good.
Yes.
That's the plan, anyways.
That
so
is the plan.
This is the little, what do they call it? I lost track of the name of it.
Yeah.
That doesn't say.
It's like a crossbody.
It's a crossbody waist bag.
Bloom.
Paisley and Bloom belt bag.
Yeah.
So it is a fanny pack for all
People
of
are
us
right.
that know what that means.
Made with the canvas blank.
Made with the canvas zippered pouch blank. So this has some quilting in it, and then some decorative flowers, and then you repeat that for the other side. So both sides are stitched on. So we've actually started a little bit because it's 10-minute long stitch colors.
And you can hardly see the stitching.
You can barely see, but we have the background quilting part done for what will end up being the front of the bag.
Yep.
So we are going to get that started because it's just stitching.
Yes, and we're going to be repeating that on the other side.
And then we'll repeat it on the other side. So we thought about that about 20 minutes ago, and we should start that.
Yes, absolutely. And we are doing it in our 7x12 hoop.
We are.
The design is 7x10. There is a smaller version of this that you can use in a 5x7 hoop. And
if you did that, you would be quilting half and then rehooping, quilting and decorating the other half.
Yep.
And then rehooping, and then doing the same with the back of the bag.
Exactly.
On the other side. So it would be a total of 4 hoopings if you're using the 5x7 hoop.
Yes.
We're using the larger, so we can do it in 2.
Exactly.
So, but they give you placement lines and everything very, very clearly that will go on the stabilizers. So no matter what, it's not a confusing layout. Where do I put it or anything like that? It's pretty straightforward.
Yep.
So we left it with the original colors.
We quilted it with ES812, and you'll see that when we take this out, we'll do a close-up of what the bag looks like.
Sure
and now
will.
we have color number ES950. These are exquisite colors. That's a really pretty green on here.
It looks good. And it coordinates very nicely with the green background. So if you're going to change your flowers, I would change your
handle part.
Like where the belt goes through.
Yep.
I forget the buttonhole kind of thing is lined. So those are going to go in there to protect and give it a little bit smoother run through there.
Exactly.
So I would change those so that it all coordinates.
Yeah, for sure.
Which in all honesty is why we're stitching in green, because I didn't want to have to go find more stuff. Because otherwise we probably would have changed it.
Yes.
So hello, hi Mom, hi Sherry.
We did a little bit of prep on our canvas bag. I starched it, and then there is the Easy Tee, which is the fusible backing that we like to use on the actual canvas part of the bag.
Yes, not the linings.
Not the lining. So you'll
you
just
have one lining,
that out. Yep.
2 linings, and then you have your bag front and back, and both of those are going to get the fusible, which we use Easy Tee on that.
We're quilting through both, and then you have the flower, which takes up a little bit of stitches. But
that's a chunk of,
yeah. But also it's a bag, and so a lot of times you want a little bit,
shape.
Yeah, a little
bit stronger fabric. Absolutely. Yep.
So we have that. And there's not a ton of more stuff. The thing that I really noticed about this, so when we go to put it together, it'll be interesting to see how it is. The lining on this bag is actually larger than the bag.
Okay.
which is not normal. When I make a bag, if my lining is the same size as the outside of the bag, it's still too big.
It's got to be just inside of it.
It's got to be just inside of it. So I also noticed that on when I did my day at the spa, these blanks, for whatever reason, the lining pieces inside are just a tad bit, they're just a tad bit longer. But they're made of a very thin, lightweight material. So I did starch them and they did shrink up just a little bit. But if you are making a bag out of this, you might end up wanting to like trim those to be the exact size. So you don't have like a sloppy inside piece.
Yeah,
Just
otherwise
as an
it'll be all
FY,
bunched up.
It gets a little bit bunched up inside.
Yep.
But the canvas and the lining definitely react to the water a little bit differently.
Little different.
Yes. But the zipper is sitting a lot flatter than my other zipper,
Okay.
which is good.
I remember
Yes.
that was very
It's very
wavy.
wavy, yes.
It's right up to the bottom of that.
What's that?
The flower is right at the
Oh,
bottom.
yeah. Yeah, the placement line for our bag is actually just a scotch bigger than our actual bag. And we're right on the line at the top.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we are right at the edge there where the zipper is for our tack down, but either from shrinkage or whatever, we all know blanks are a little bit finicky.
yeah,
You have to be able to roll with the flow because
yes.
it doesn't always
They're not always perfect.
doesn't always do exactly what you think it's going to do.
No.
So just be prepared, make some adjustments. And fortunately for something like this, it'll, so maybe the bag is, a 1/4 inch shorter. Who cares?
Right. Won't matter.
It won't matter a bit. So, but no, that looks really sharp. That green looks really good on there. And we are about halfway through these. And then we will pop it out of the hoop and do this all over again.
Yes. For the other side. And then the other side, we wanted to make sure we did all of that on camera because that's the place where we're putting kind of like making the buttonholes or whatever we're calling them. But there's a slightly different technique on that side.
The strap hole,
yes, is a little different.
and it's lined,
Yes.
which is the weird thing with this one.
Yeah, for sure. That's super duper cute.
I love the quilting.
Yeah.
I might snag that quilting for somewhere else. I like Paisley.
Yeah, it's cute. It's very cute.
So, I don't know how many of you guys watching tuned in on Friday to our dime event.
Oh, that was fun.
We both really enjoyed that. I've been playing with the software a little bit.
Special effects.
The special effects. We did a stitch out of the ombre and of the varsity.
Yeah.
So I'm having some fun playing with that and learning the quirks of the software.
I saw a message on the Dime Facebook page this morning. It sounds like the manual might be ready. It might be in there. So
yeah, she did say that if it wasn't there, it would be there very soon. So, and I made notes so that the measurements and things for the different types to get different types of fills and whatnot. The plaid, what she recommended, and just all of the different things. I made notes for all of those settings and things like that. So I'm gonna try to get something typed up, a little cheat sheet for that kind of stuff of what it is, and maybe get a picture of the icon. This is the icon that does this. And this is the settings or the whatever.
Do this.
So
Get this.
Yep. I still haven't. I haven't quite figured out the ombre add-on. So the 2 is easy. That one makes perfect sense. But still trying to get the additional color in there and have it look like I want it to look. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Things that are not easy, they made very easy.
Yeah. I love that they're still reinventing their software and
It's not
just
stagnant.
yeah.
And
So many other companies just don't keep adding to their software. So
No.
that's a really nice option.
3 more.
Yeah, that one and 2 more, I think.
So we do have a few kits still available. A smattering have been purchased, but we do still have a couple in stock available. And it comes with the canvas bag, the green fabric, and the strap stuff.
Yeah.
So there is an actual kit for the belt bag that has the hardware and the strapping itself, and that is all included in our bundle.
And we have sticky wash away in here.
We do?
You could probably use sticky tear away as well because there is a lining in here and you won't necessarily know that.
Yeah.
If you're the type of person who's probably not going to rinse this out, maybe sticky tear away would be an okay substitution.
Yep.
You would want to rinse it because if you accidentally get it wet and you don't rinse it,
gummy.
it gets gummy and like stiff in those places,
Yep.
weird places. So for sure. But I can't see why sticky tearaway wouldn't be fine.
No, and honestly, it's less expensive. So, and even with the hole openings, you're cutting out the parts, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think tearaway would probably work just fine.
And you might even be able to get away with no-show mesh. Again, because you're cutting through everything that you
Cutting
need.
through everything.
You would just need to be, there's no way to stick the
Just
note.
not sticky to
Right.
put it in place.
So maybe use a
taping
little.
it in place or whatever until it's tacked down, and
Exactly, until the quilting starts, because once that starts,
Yep.
it's not going anywhere.
So yeah, it definitely could fudge a little on the stabilizer. Yep.
Mhm. Stabilizer squeaking over there.
Yeah, I folded it down so it's rubbing a little. Just trying to keep it out of the view. Pretty close, even on theirs.
Mhm.
Bigger gap at the top, which is interesting. Good ½ inch at the top before you get a flower.
Yeah.
Versus.
I'm positive it said put the zipper down at the bottom. Did I do it backwards? The zipper pull should be to the bottom of the hoop and the excess fabric to the left.
Yep. Oh, that's it. Front of the zipper pouch. Right side up, zipper placement. Yeah. Nope, that's just like it's supposed to be.
Okay, all right. So that first section
Ta-da!
is done.
All right. Let's see.
Now load the second. And the camera is much closer to you than usually. So, yeah, you can see the cute quilting there.
Little paisleys with little flowers. So very, very, very cute. So we need to rehoop our stabilizer with piece number 2. Again, if you were doing this in the smaller hoop, you are going to be using 5x7s and you'll end up with 4 hoopings. So it will take 2 hoopings to do what we just did. And then this next set will also be done in 2 hoopings, kind of like the right and the left side of the bag itself. So.
And you'll want to just start out with your background quilting color. We're using that cream color, which was ES812 again. It's going to do the placement line for your bag.
Make sure we're seated in there.
You're going to want to cut off the excess stabilizer.
Need scissors?
I got a little pair over here.
Okay.
So that you can get to your next stitching.
All right, so we have our sticky all revealed there, only in the center of the hoop. I'm going to go back to the machine and lay that right in there. And the first thing that's going to happen over here is going to be a placement line for where to line that up for what will end up being the back of the bag this time. So this is the B file, I would imagine.
Yep.
I didn't actually look, but generally it's B and not number 2. So
Yep.
part B, here we go. Zipper pull should be to the top of the hoop and excess fabric now to the left. Be sure the lining is out of the way.
That was good timing.
Look at that. So Sarah went through and removed all of the excess stabilizer. So she trimmed right along that placement line, basically, is where, so all of that is now gone. So we just have our bag piece left. We're going to take our lining pieces and they're now going to be on the side of where we already stitched. Your zipper pull should be to the top of the hoop, and we're going to align that with the placement line that was just stitched. I can't see. I don't think I'm centered, and I can't quite tell because it's too far back there.
There you go.
All right, so we have our placement line, which I know is super hard to see because we did it in cream. And I am going to align the pouch with that.
Okay.
And we've got just the edge of the zipper tape is really where we're up here. So I think we're good. Do I pass?
I think so.
Okay.
Looks good.
So we're sticking our empty side down now. All right. And then I'm going to come back over here and slide that in.
Got it. Okay.
we're far enough. What do you think?
It's probably going to stitch just above that. It's probably okay as long as it, if you can get that to lay flat-ish under there.
I can redo it.
No, I think it'll be okay. You're going to know in a second. It's a
I'm
basting
going to know in a
stitch.
second, right? So this tack down is not intended to stay in there. You are, quote unquote, it's expected to take that out before using, quote unquote, the bag.
It really does tack down really, really close to that zipper edge. I know, right?
I think we're good though. All right, so this is again another 10-minute quilting stitch. So with everything tacked and smooth, we're just gonna get it going. So.
Yep. Sandra, is asking about the quilt behind us. So that is our block of the month. So she is talking about the quilt back there. It says "so" right above Lisa's head. So that is part of a block of the month program that we are running. We just started last month, so we're about to start with month 2, and that is called My Happy Place. The original pattern was called My Happy Place.
By Cherry Blossom Designs?
Yes, the new pattern is not called My Happy Place. It is called,
really?
Yeah, they had to change it.
So yeah, we ran that last year, basically from January to December.
Now it
started in March.
Now it's called Stitch Garden Happy Place. If you want, you want to put it under that camera over there?
I can absolutely do that.
So this is the current pattern version. Ours obviously does not quite look like that.
I'm sure, shocked all of you. Ready? We changed some things.
Yeah, a few things.
Most notably, there's not that much pink.
Right.
So that is available as just the pattern.
Yes, we probably don't have any up on the website as just the pattern. And this is what it looked like originally.
The original Happy Place pattern.
Ours looks a little more like this one.
With the teal anyways.
Yeah.
But that's the section that you're seeing sitting behind us, is that lower part right there.
Yeah.
So we have had a lot of fun playing with that.
We definitely have. If you're interested in a pattern, we can certainly get you one. If you just send us an email, we could get you the information. It is a machine embroidery or traditional machine applique option.
But all of the files to create that in either a blanket stitch, the blanket stitch or the satin stitch for your edging for your appliques.
Yes.
But yeah, block of the month is already a couple months in, so.
Yep.
I do really like this.
Yeah, the Paisley design is really cute.
I don't know if I'm going to remove that top seam. I ended up taking out the wrong seam.
It would be very easy to do that. Yeah, you might if you were.
On both sides. We both of us got it right on that. Side seams maybe. But
I
even
mean, it's going to be way out of the seam, so I probably would just leave it.
I'm probably going to leave it. We're discussing whether we're actually going to take out that basting stitch.
Yeah.
And we're both like, yeah, probably not. But it is intended, quote unquote, to be removed.
And it really does. It's basically outside of everything. So
yes. It is in the serged edges here, and it's literally right on the stitch line for the zipper tape.
Yep.
I'd end up taking out the wrong stitch. I am sure of it. Because we did a really good job matching. Yep.
Don't hit the zipper teeth. close.
It definitely fills the entire bag, for sure.
Yes, it does. It's
There
not
is-
for the faint of heart over here.
She's like, oh my gosh,
Oh my God.
the zipper is so
So
close. Well, you know, it's really, I don't want to say it's easy, but to get something caught in your
Oh yeah.
in the movement of the needle, and once that starts going, you're screwed.
Including your finger, so
Yeah,
definitely
don't do that. But
be careful, pay attention.
yeah, that is right up there.
Yeah.
It is a very full design, ladies and
Very
gentlemen.
full.
So where are you at? You're in Idaho. Goodness, what time is it there?
I don't know. All I can think about is potatoes.
Hash browns, breakfast, home fried. Sorry, Anita. Yeah. Well, Arizona is 3 hours.
Yes, because it's no longer
Because of daylight savings.
so it's 2 or 3.
They're either 2 or 3. Yep. Wow, I'm not a morning person, so that just blows my mind. You guys are so dedicated. I'm so proud of all of you.
I always feel so bad when I have like
A class that somebody's in California.
and she's like, so 7 a.m. my time. I'm like, yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's the only way we can make it work, though.
Yeah, I always feel bad. It's part of the reason why like some of the shops that are in like Arizona time that I don't really get to like watch or do stuff over there because, you know, sometimes their stuff is at 9.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting ready for bed. So I'm winding down for the night. My brain is not working.
Nope.
So no more. I've already shut off.
Yep. There's not going to be any knowledge going into the brain at this
No,
point, right?
I'm just gonna be looking at it with like that glazed look on my face.
That looks really cool. I'm never going to remember that, but
Yes.
that looks really fun.
Yes. Oh, she's watching from California. It's early there. I'm so sorry.
Good morning.
Yep. Yep.
So if you were doing this in 2 hoopings, that would be your quilting.
Yes.
Now we're going to do the other side.
Yep. Exactly.
So it's literally a split of the 2.
Mhm.
So
yep, wouldn't be a
yours is going
problem.
to end up the exact same as this because that is half, and now we're going to do the other half. So that's how the 5x7 hooping is going to work.
They have you use thumbtacks
They do. I don't usually use them.
for the placement parts to get you lined up. So if you're like an office supply hoarder like me, you probably have thumbtacks.
Oh, I have them. I don't prefer to use them. I generally will just
Eyeball it.
use the crosshair
Mm-hmm.
that they stitch and kind of bend it back and go, okay, I'm where I want to be, and not to mention that it's quilting.
Yep.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, even if there was a little gap there, it wouldn't make a difference. It wouldn't be noticeable in the big picture at all.
Sure wouldn't.
I started looking at the patterns that we got the other,
Yeah, I had her set them back.
Yes, she did. They're super cute, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited to do some of those. I think I'm going to do the little pillow first,
Okay.
and that's really cute.
So what are you talking about? What are you going to do?
Yeah, so Lisa and I have been talking a lot about doing a bunch of different classes. So I'm going to make myself crazy and do a bunch of classes. So if I seem a little stressed,
If Sarah has less hair, it's because she started pulling it out.
right, I did it to myself. She didn't make me do it.
I did not. I even asked, are you sure you want to do that? She's like, yeah, let's do it.
Do it, right? So I'm gonna do like I'm gonna call it Sewing with Sarah. So we're gonna do like a little lecture demo, and we have these really easy patterns. There's a pillow, a table runner, a little cork bag, a little basket. So a couple really fun projects. They're doable. Like, I think this is one of those things. I keep hearing people say that they've like lost their sojo, like.
Right. You start something, you can't get it done. It's
Right.
such a big project, you can't
Yeah.
get to the end game.
Sometimes the overwhelming part about making a quilt or a big project is it's too hard to start. Like you're paralyzed by like, where do I start? Because it doesn't seem like you're looking at step number 1 and it goes all the way to like 210. And you just can't even think about getting to 210, so you can't start number 1.
Yep.
But these are really simple projects. The first one is going to be a pillow. It'll fit in a Kimberbell 18 by 18 pillow form. It's double-sided, a little bit of quilting. You put a zipper at the bottom, so it's really cute.
So a little bit of different techniques.
Yes.
Then, and each project will have a technique base to it
Yes.
that will be different than the previous.
Yes.
So it's not like you're repeating the same things.
No.
And they are usable, simple,
Yep.
and then probably alterable
Yes.
to an extent, depending upon what it is.
Oh, absolutely.
But you could swap some things out once you understand the basic of how to do this.
Yes.
Then you have the skill set
Mhm.
to be able to complete that in other ways.
Yep.
And then you can come back for more next time.
Absolutely.
So you're going to be doing those every other month?
every other month.
And in the off month, what are you going to do?
I'm going to start a bag club. I'm going to be the bag lady.
So you guys have probably heard Sarah really likes to make bags.
I do.
And so we came across a club basically
Yeah.
that has all of that information.
Yep. I'll show the box. It's really cute.
And so the base is there, and a lot of, I don't want to say what terrifies me, that's way over the top, but the hardware. How do I get the hardware?
Yep.
You know, what hardware do I use where? How do I insert it? How do I get the tabs created and
Yep.
have them look nice, and all of those different things. So this system will teach you how to do all of those things, and in the process you'll make, is it 6 or 5?
It's
It's
5
5, right?
bags, 5 different bags.
5 different bags that,
But like the first kit has enough to make 3 bags in it. So
Okay.
you've got like a big, little, and a small in there, and it's like a skill building class.
right, it's the skills of how to do that kind of thing. So I mean, it's a good program.
Yes.
We ordered the teacher's set before we decided we were going to move forward, and said, you know, is this really something that is well done? Because sometimes you get in there and you have to rewrite the whole thing, and then it's not worth it anyways. So, but it's a very well done system. So
Yep.
we're very excited, and Sarah gets to make bags.
I know. I haven't made bags in a long time, and I'm excited about it. I even said to Dave, I'm like, yep, it's time. I'm 100% sure that all the bags will be makeable on most machines. But I bought the Jane
For that.
which is like the accomplished specifically to make bags, and I've really only made 2 bags on it since I bought it. So I'm super excited. I told him yesterday, I was like, it is time to unbury that from the basement.
Bag that he put it
in the bag around the basement.
She's
on
like,
the
where's
other.
my machine? I can't find it.
And he's like, what do you mean?
There's a
Yeah.
an insert in the cabinet, but
There's
there's
no
no machine.
machine.
Where'd you put it? He's like, I didn't move it.
Yeah. So I did find it. It's underneath
put it
the
in a
cabinet
bag.
in a bag. It's nice and secure in
Gotta love them.
Narnia's closet back there.
Narnia's closet, yes. So the quilting has finished. We're gonna jump right back into number 950 green thread and stitch the flowers on what will be the back of the bag.
Yep.
So this is another 10-minute
Yep.
stitch. So we're just gonna keep talking about random stuff.
Yeah. So I'm excited to start making the bags and start with the patterns. So if you guys, we've tried to be a little bit more consistent about how we send out emails to you and when we send out emails.
Right.
And we have kind of a new schedule. So
Monday.
on Monday, we send out like a new product of the week
Yep.
kind of thing. So what's new at the store. Wednesdays, we send out information about what we're going to be doing on our live.
On Wednesday.
And then on Friday, we send out an update with classes.
Yep.
So sometimes it will be the same email as it was.
Right. If
the
there
previous-
isn't anything new or anything, it might be the same list as what was there the previous week. But every Friday, you could look in your email to see what classes are upcoming.
Yep.
And
It'll have links to sign up
Yep.
with the information about the class. So you should get new products on Monday, classes on Friday, and then our Wednesday afternoons on Wednesday. And we're trying to make sure that we kind of stick with that
we're
schedule.
trying to be on a schedule.
Yes.
So far, we've made it a couple of weeks.
We have.
So, yes, with the help of Tucker. Tucker is doing a lot of the writing, and then we just kind of fill in and adjust a few things, and then we send.
Yes, it's been a big help.
We're definitely trying to be more consistent in the information that we're giving you, so that you're not like, did I miss that email? Or
right.
So, and that said, you can always go back and look on those dates and know what information is going to be in what email.
Yep.
So if you find an email on a Friday, you'll know that that's a class listing email.
Yep. Classes and events.
Yep. And there might be like a product, something in an email that's not a product email.
Yep.
For instance, Wednesdays, a lot of times we'll link in, this is what we're using kind of stuff. So you'll see some miscellaneous parts, but
that
that correspond with whatever's going on
class.
in that email or in that class or whatnot. So I've been trying to figure out, okay, what am I, going to have coming up? So I have an embroidery class coming up that's going to do hoodies. So it's like a split, each side of a zipper, lining it up using different techniques and things to do that. So I've got that coming up in May.
Yep.
But I think I would like to do, I still find embroidery, just generic embroidery stuff and scan and cuts, that kind of thing. But I'd like to try to focus and get into those high-end machine technique things. So whether it be a lecture demo that you can just come in and watch how things work, or whether, because those big machines can be really hard.
Yes.
But I don't have any details on that yet, because it's just that, I'm like, okay, well, Sarah's pretty set for the next year. So where, what can I fill in and do those things? So I think that's, I'm going to still keep in an embroidery and a scan and cut basic technique things, but I'm going to try to fit in some of those high-end machine techniques and get people comfortable with how to do those things.
That'd be fun.
We've got panels that we've bought all kinds of things to prep for all of those classes, and we just haven't ever been able to get them on the books because they take a little time and effort to prep. So it's been really hard trying to get those in there, and I might be able to convince Sarah to sit in with me on some of those, maybe, but try to focus and get those in there, because we definitely always want to do those things, but it's hard.
Yes.
And so I think that's going to be my my thing, and maybe do some virtual option lecture software things too.
That would be great. Yeah.
So we know that there's a lot of you out there that are looking for software guidance, and doing
all
it,
of them can come here.
Doing it in store is easier, especially on the teacher, because when you are having a problem, we can walk over and look at your screen and go, oh, well, this is what you need to do. When you're at home, it's really hard.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to work on.
But you and I took a really good software
We did,
class.
and I think I'm going to try to follow that
virtual.
model and do it that way. I think, and it won't be like, this is everything this one does. It'll be parts, and keep them short and sweet, and do it like that. So I think, and that will get us into dime, maybe a little bit of Floriani, some of the scan and cut type things, the cutting softwares, but just little hits that people can. Software is fun and it's exciting, but it can be very intimidating if you open it and you haven't opened it for months, and that kind of thing. So Tucker's doing a great job with the in-store classes, and if you are able to come into those, they're phenomenal. But I understand that there's a lot of people out there that have bought software from us, and
they don't live close anymore,
and didn't buy software from us, that need a little bit of help. So I think that those are where I'm gonna try to find. It's getting harder and harder to find embroidery generic class. The techniques, there's not a lot of new techniques. I mean, you can do X, Y's, and Z's, and we now have some PDQs, and there's some different things out there, but it's not easy to find a fresh look on embroidery. And outside of, here, buy this whole pack. And then pick the one that you like. When I pick a design, if you don't like the design, even if it's a technique that you like, if you don't like the design, you don't want to take the class, right?
Right.
So that's what makes the embroidery hard.
Yep.
Well, any class hard. If
Yeah.
you don't like the project,
You don't tend to
you
sign
don't
up.
tend to sign up, even if you want to learn the technique that's being taught,
Right.
because you're not, what am I going to do with the finished product?
Right.
So, yeah, we'll maybe revamp a little bit of how we can do some of those things and touch on techniques versus projects.
Yep.
So,
That'd be fun.
but fringe. I got all new ways to make fringe.
I know.
That new software is so fun. I
Yeah.
can't wait. But fringing and chenilling and all of those things are confusing if you don't know how to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So
I messed up my first fringe and chenille the first time I did them. I was like, that did not make any sense. But
I'm
I
excited
learned.
to have some new options with that. So I've got a lot of things floating in my head. You've got yours all down on paper. Now I need to get mine down on
Yeah.
paper. So haven't found a club that I can just glam onto
Yeah.
to manipulate, but we'll get there. So there's a lot of upcoming things, and we hear there's going to be some fun new stuff coming
Yeah.
this fall. So we'll see what that tends to be too. That'll be here before we know it.
Oh my gosh, I know. We were just saying that yesterday. I feel like it'll be
Yeah, so we're looking at August for any new product releases.
yes. And
But
I feel like it's gonna be. April's over.
April is over, so this is the last Wednesday in April. This is it.
Right, just like it was just yesterday that we had our first searcher thing.
I know. So this is Serger Month. If you join us this afternoon,
Yeah.
we're going to be covering the
The
Arc de
Triumph.
Triomphe. No. The Triumph is such a beautiful machine. We sold a couple. We've got a pickup today,
Yeah.
and we had a pickup yesterday and
Saturday.
So we've had a couple recently go out, and we
Yeah.
are so excited for you guys that just purchased it. If you want to get in on that, there's still time. And we're going to talk about the Triumph and all of its beautiful things this afternoon. And we're starting at 3:00 again, special time for this month.
Yep.
For this afternoon's live. So
Anita is asking, I have Floriani software, but I have a lot I need to learn. Any ideas for graduation gifts?
graduation gifts.
Well, if you know the person is going away to college and they're going to live on campus, some stuff that I have seen that's been pretty popular is like a laundry bag with their name on it, so they can take it back there, or like a monogrammed bag for their like essentials when they're going to their shower or stuff like that. Towels with their name on it, something like that, because
That
everybody
says this is mine because it looks just like everybody else's.
So
So personalized items for dorm life
yep.
are always a great thing. Depending upon how well you know the person, personalizing your dorm room can make it feel a lot more like home.
Yep.
So even, stitched things that can go in frames that they can take that are their hobby or likes and dislikes, different things with
Yeah, monogram towels. Those are great.
like I said, personalizing their dorm room is
Right.
It's, it's a big step for people to leave home and go, and then they go and they live in this room that is very sterile.
Yeah.
So being able to gift a little bit of home and personalization is probably an easy thing to do.
Yep. Maybe a nice pillowcase that it doesn't even have to be personalized, but laying your head down on something that maybe means something to them,
Right.
Makes you, like you said, makes you feel like you're not so far away.
Yep. I mean, if you are a quilter or a blanket maker, the heat in those rooms aren't always great. So having an extra little something to cuddle with that is something that's personal is also really well. But yeah, there's so many things. Notebook covers.
Yep.
They're going to be going to class. They're going to be taking a lot of notes. So personalizing all of those kinds of things is certainly certainly a lot of fun.
Yeah. I don't know.
So.
Do they still use notebooks? Do they just use iPads?
I mean,
iPads, yeah.
I can't. I've tried
Yeah.
going just digital, but again, I'm not 18 anymore
We
either.
didn't grow up with just an iPad, yeah.
No, but I mean, I have to have paper. I
Yeah.
have tried and tried to go just digital, and it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
I love my notebooks and my paper calendars. I do great on digital, but I can't
Yeah.
be without my paper. But
Yeah.
but yeah, all different types of things. But again, personalizing is. Are we missing stitches? It's not stitching. Yep.
I wonder
I
if we
think
ran out
just
of
that
bobbin.
just that flower.
Yeah.
If you want to back up, I will rethread. Good catch. So we lost our bobbin tension there. Not sure exactly what happened, but if you've been embroidering, you know that that is part of the gig sometimes. When it cuts and moves, it slips out of the tension mechanism in the bobbin case. So
I was about to say, how did it get upside down? Yeah, okay.
all right.
Have some more coffee.
So don't stitch yet. Hang on. As I was reaching under the needle, I thought, God, is she going to hit go? That might really hurt.
Luckily for you, the go button isn't over here.
There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Try that again.
Good catch. So, yeah, I always, well, when my kids were in school and I knew a lot of,
Yeah.
if it's random, it's sometimes easier to just go buy a card.
Yeah.
But if you needed, 15 plus because of all of the graduation parties that you're going to, if that's the age group that you're, there's so many that you're going to, personalizing graduation cards can also be, you can make them and put their name on the card, congratulations, so-and-so. There's a lot of actually already done designed graduation cards that you can stitch.
Yeah.
So I did that when my kids were graduating for all of their friends that we went to their graduation parties. I mean, that's not all I gave them, of course, but I mean, it's just a nice little something that you can do to tells the person that you were thinking about them, not, kind of thing, which is nice. Even, and if you're just giving money, which is also nice, it's a way to give them a personalized something. Because, kids do like money.
They do. All right. So I'm going to go back to this. And now is the time where it's going to get a little bit different. We basically finished the quilting and the embellishment part on the top. And now we have
now's the
handle stuff.
The different parts. Everything we did so far is pretty straightforward. So this one's going to be a little bit different than what we've done in the past. So
we're just
first thing is going to be a placement line. We're going to keep the green in because that is, I don't think it's going to really show at this point, but
we're putting green
fabric in. But we're going to put green fabric in. So the fabric that we have is the solids. I know there's a right and a wrong side to this, but it's super hard to figure out what that actually is. If you are not using this kind of fabric, you need to put the pretty side down. All right. So you're going to feel like you're doing this wrong because I'm like, wait, what? Right. So again, ours doesn't have really much of a difference there. But if you are using a single-sided, make sure that the pretty side is down.
Yep.
Okay. And then we're going to just cover up that whole line and try to kind of center your piece so that you have a decent amount to work with. Don't just cover it like this. Make sure that you're fairly centered because you're going to need to manipulate this fabric. So you're going to need some to hang on to.
It's going to get smushed through the hole.
It's going to go through a hole. So
there's going to be a hole in our bucket.
There's going to be a hole in the bucket, dear Liza. All right, so here is that. It's tacking that in place. I'm going to use these scissors. All right. I'm going to put my glasses back on my face.
Yeah.
To make sure I do this correctly. All right, we're going to do this step twice. So here is what we just stitched. So you can see that green in there. And what we need to do is cut through all the layers of the fabric and the stabilizer inside of that section there. So I've got a micro-tipped scissor here. What?
Do they have you just draw a line and then snip into the corners and turn?
I'll draw what I'm going to do so that you guys can see it before I do it. And I'll do it based on their drawing. It'll be, I don't know if, can they see that very well?
Maybe not.
That was my concern.
Yep.
So we're going to come into the corner. Like yay. And that is what we're going to snip through. So we're not cutting that stitch line.
Yep.
That's the cuts that we're going to make. I'm going to cut on what I just drew. So I'm just taking my micro tip curves and I am pushing straight down and I'm cutting through
all of the layers,
everything,
including your stabilizer.
Stabilizer.
You could use a seam ripper to get started too if you need to. But you will need something that's kind of sharp so you can get into those edges. And if you don't clip into those corners, it won't.
It's not going to turn.
Yep. We do this a lot in regular bag making.
I imagine you do. Okay, so we've got my fingers popping through there. So we've cut all the way through all of the layers. Do not cut your tack down stitches in case you did not grasp that. Turn the hoop to the back and pull that fabric through. So this is going to go in here. I guess I'm not on camera. Sorry. Sarah's usually better at yelling at me that I'm not on camera. All right. We're going to tuck all that. Now I'm going to turn my hoop to the back and I'm going to smooth that out. I'm going to put my pad in there so that I don't
so we have something to push on too.
Push my everything out of the hoop. Trying. All right, so here is that green. I am now on the back of the hoop. And what we want to do is pull that and then tape it open like so. So all the way around. Right?
Yep.
I covered up my instructions.
You're going to pull the strap lining through the hole to the back of the hoop. Carefully pull the strap lining flat over the stabilizer. Be careful not to loosen the stabilizer in the hoop. Prepare a supportive surface. Place the hoop right side down over the prepared surface. Press the strap lining. Tape the strap lining securely in place. Place one strap hole backing fabric right side down, covering the hole. So she's going to try to get that flat. Do you want me to find your little iron?
I think it's over by the, it's fine.
Do you want it? Do you think you'd be okay?
I'm just going to tape the living daylights out of it.
You could try the roller.
I was just thinking the roller might be.
Just don't get it wet.
Right?
We're good. I'm good. Thank you.
This is where I was saying, I'm not really sure that Kimberbell tape is as strong as Kimberbell thinks Kimberbell tape is, but yeah, we're doing fine. We're just gonna. The no tape queen is using a crap ton of tape. All right, so I'm ornery enough. I'm going to turn that over and make sure it looks like I want it to look before I
tape the other piece
tape the other piece over. So we have just a little, where am I at?
There you go.
Little green edge. Trying to put my hand back there so you guys can see. Just a little green edge around the opening. So we've got fabric flowing all the way there. And then we're going to cover that up.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
And so if you're doing this in the 5x7 hoop, you'll have done basically the quilting, the flowers, and then one of these.
And then you would rehoop and do the other
Yep.
side. All right, so once we have that, we're going to take that back to the hoop and it's going to stitch all the way around and keep both of those layers stitched in position on the back of the hoop. Come on, get up over there. Trying to make sure my fabric's not moving. Oh, just one side?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Doesn't that seem interesting? We didn't miss a step someplace, did we? No.
Oh, it's because we're going to insert the strap.
Oh, and then it's going to tack it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So.
Where we at? Cut through, did that. Carefully pull the flap, careful not to lose.
So that was on our big one here. That was just step number 7. We are on color number 8 here, which is really like step number.
What are we looking for?
I was just like,
so
in the instructions.
In the instructions?
Yeah.
So if you are doing what we're doing, we're in the back of the instruction printouts, page like 20 through 22 or something like that, versus the individual 5x7 picture steps that you have throughout the rest of that.
Yep.
So on page 22 of the instructions, we are on step number 7. It stitches what we just did. And we now need to insert the end of the long strap into the opening in that inside of there and tape it in place. And then it will stitch around the other side and hold that in place. Does it say how far to put that in? 1/2 an inch in. So there's one, there's 2. So there is very, very clearly which one is the long one. Yep. Don't put the short one here. This is the long strap. And just go this direction, right?
That is what it looks like. Yep.
Top of the hoop. Yes. So we're going to take and insert about 1/2 an inch inside. Yay?
Yep.
All right. And you can tape or you can stitch. I'm going to stitch because it's already stitched on this side. So I'm just going to hold that centered.
And it's pretty thick right here. So your machine might make a funny noise.
Now, Miss Bag Maker, would you go over that again?
Yeah, I probably would.
So we're going to back up and stitch that color one more time, which is going to keep a little bit stronger hold on that strap.
Yep.
It is a triple stitch. We're going to have a
quadruple
6
stitch.
6-tuplet.
6-tuplet.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know, yeah.
But we're going to give that just a little extra oomph just to make sure that we're pulling against something strong.
Yep.
All right.
Now we're going to kind of repeat the same process on the other side here. So this is the placement for the fabric again. Okay, we're going to put the fabric over top of that, again, centering that. Okay, and then we're going to stitch that in place, and then we're going to cut that again. And I imagine we're going to be sticking the short end on this side.
I would imagine.
We're getting the short end of the stick now.
I mean, I can't imagine you're going to put this one on there. That's not going to do a whole lot.
No,
So
won't be very adjustable,
it would not be very adjustable. Yes, same thing. Short strap, 1/2 inch on the other side.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
Before I cover it up and make a mess over here. All right, so we're going to repeat that same thing on this end. I'll mark it so you guys can see I'm doing the exact same thing I did before. I'm going to cut down the center, and then I'm going to angle into each corner like so. See that?
Yep.
Again, I am using scissors I have now hidden. These are curved micro tips, so that tip is super sharp. And I am just on my flat surface, and I'm stabbing down, and I'm just snipping in the center until I get all through the layers. You could, again, use a seam ripper. I like these. Stabilizer didn't want to give, which is good. That means it's doing its job.
Definitely doing its job. That's right.
All right, so we're going to snip right on that center line. Okay, and to get that started, going through the other side. Sorry?
My internet's being crappy.
Well, that's not very nice of it.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna get my mat in there again so that I'm not pushing the stabilizer through. I want everything to stay nice and flat.
If you're going to press this, be sure you don't introduce water or
steam,
because you've got that water soluble stabilizer here.
unless you're not using water soluble, and then
it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But if you're actually following the directions, God forbid. Can't wait to get my nails done. They are so long. Dying. That looks good. Okay. Since I'm here, we're gonna, somewhere in there it said to remove tape on that last one, which,
yeah, we're not anywhere near where it's going to be stitching, so it should be fine.
Yep. So we are all set there. I'm going to take my last piece and cover that up and make sure that's nice and smooth as well. There we go. There we go. Why that is so hard. All right, so same thing. We're going to stitch one side down. And then coming from that side, we're going to tuck in this time the short strap. So again, this is the second strap, not the other end of the one we did before. Tuck that in, and I'm going to get in the way there, sorry. I'll hold that down so that it doesn't move. Okay.
I'm just going to do that again.
Do we want to cut?
Oh, yeah, we can do that. I could have. That's why I didn't want to happen. There we go.
We told them $2.99 for that upgrade.
$3.49.
I didn't tell them a number. I didn't give her a number.
I gave her the number that was in,
I think
that's in the book.
Whatever's in the book.
Yep.
$3.49 is what we. Yep.
Okay.
And that is our only copy. So, okay. So.
Where's the guy I was talking to?
You were actually talking to me. I'm not a guy, but we're actually live streaming right now, so I apologize. It'll be just a few minutes before we're finished here.
All right. So.
All right. So we know we need to take this out of the hoop.
We do.
And we probably are going to need to
roll the remaining strap, click it into place, clip it so that it's not flapping around. Check to make sure your straps are secure. Remove tack down stitches stitched in part 2, which we already discussed we're going to skip, and remove the project from the hoop. Right?
Can I have the scissors?
No.
Pretty please.
You want those?
Yes.
You want bigger ones?
I'll take bigger ones this time.
Sarah is removing the stabilizer.
Okay.
Oh, did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
That was my stomach. That's crazy.
Right? Lots of guys named Sarah.
I know.
Okay.
Four hands are so nice, aren't they?
Right? So much better than 2. All right. We're just trimming the stabilizer away here.
It's close enough, right?
Yeah, I think so. Almost straight. That's all good.
Okay. we have a hot mess. No, I'm kidding. Not a hot
A
mess.
sticky mess.
It is a little bit of a sticky mess. All right, so
Going to the trim camera.
I didn't read this far. Did you read these?
Nope, but I'm assuming that we probably need to stitch the bag.
We are going to, page is at 17.
I am just changing the foot.
Dun, 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 dun. Says to rinse the project. Guess what? We're skipping that. Okay, lay flat to dry. You should do that if you used water soluble.
Mm-hmm.
All right, lay the project on a flat surface, right side down with the zipper pull at the top and fully closed. How about we take off that tape too? Okay. Zipper at the top, Lisa. Okay. From the raw edge of the zipper at each end, measure 1 1/4 inch inward and mark across the zipper teeth as shown. What do I got here? There's the end with the 1. 1 1/4, is that what we said?
Yes.
Okay. 1 1/4 and marking across the zipper teeth. Just the zipper teeth?
Yep.
Okay, from both ends?
Yes.
What?
Using a needle and thread, hand sew a large whip stitch around the zipper teeth at the marked.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
We can just do a zigzag stitch on the machine.
Okay, 1 1/4 has been marked.
Okay.
Okay, what's
So
next?
we probably want to do a zigzag.
Okay.
Pull the zipper in. And kind of we're making like a zipper stop.
A zipper. I figured that
Yeah.
part. I did add in whatever that point. Okay.
Yep. But we do need to pull the zipper in because if we do it, then to the other side of that.
Yep. I don't have any pins.
I have Wonder Clips.
Wonder clips would be great. Imagine that. I pulled the zipper and now they don't line up.
Okay. I think that'll work, and we can just do that.
Yeah.
And then zigzag.
You want to sew?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So,
Good usage of this.
right? We need to do a little bit of stitching where we marked that zipper so that when we open the bag, it doesn't, we don't pull the zipper off. So we've got our little zipper marked, and I'm just going to go do a little straight stitch, and I'm going to just go forward and backwards a couple times on here. Be in my center needle position here. There we go. So these are plastic teeth, so it'll be fine. But you don't want to go so like a crazy person here. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing on the marked spot. The instructions have you doing this by hand.
We don't really do that here.
We don't hand.
Sarah and I don't do that here.
Yeah, not the hand girl here. So definitely not going to make that work for me.
So we're just sewing and then reverse, sewing and reverse.
Just so
over
that
those.
we don't accidentally pull our zipper head off.
Yep, yep.
All right, so then we are going to, if you wanna, do you wanna show that? So that was the mark, and then we just stitched over top of that.
So I'm gonna go ahead and.
Yeah, it says open the zipper halfway.
Oh, now it says to open it. I was
Yeah.
just putting it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fold each strap toward the center of the project. Tape over and around the strap to hold it in place. I think this is so that we don't sew over top of them. And then we are going to pull the linings together.
Sewing that shut.
Yep.
Okay.
And the top. And then they want us to fold the zippers ends down so that the zipper teeth are up. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
So this is actually pretty quick.
Sucker came right out of there. Was not. Helps if you're pulling straight instead of at an angle, huh?
Probably.
Okay. One more. Yeah?
Yep. That should be fine.
Okay. Now we're going to do this.
Yep. So clip those edges and the top edges, and then we'll try to clip the zipper edges.
And the zipper, I'm sorry, which direction?
Um,
Together, but
Yep. So
This-
on the left zipper end, fold in line the zipper teeth away
away from,
from
the lining.
the lining. Yep.
Okay.
The zipper teeth will face away from the lining. And on the other side, the zipper teeth will face towards the lining.
Towards the lining?
That's what it says.
Right.
On the
On the
right zipper end,
Zipper end.
the zipper tape edges will face towards the lining.
Okay, on the right zipper end,
Yep.
the zipper tape is going to go towards the lining.
The zipper tape edges will face towards the lining. Yep.
Okay, and on this one, they're going the other way.
The zipper teeth will face away from the lining. It's basically saying the same thing. The zipper teeth on one side and the zipper tape on the other. So this was the zipper tape.
Oh, I thought you said teeth. That's why I was like, they're going to go different directions.
No, one side is tape
Okay,
and one side
so
is,
the zipper is going towards the stitched side.
yes. They just, instead of saying the same thing different ways.
Why wouldn't they say the same?
I don't know the answer to that.
All right, guys, so the teeth are going to face the side of the stitches,
On that side, yeah.
not to the lining. The tape edge is going to be towards the lining. I thought you said the same thing twice. Now that's why I was like, it wants me to do what?
I know.
All right, and then we're lining up all of our edges.
Yes.
So,
We're going to sew around this using a 3/8 seam. Well, that's a seam allowance I don't use very often.
It's not smooth there. Sorry.
It's okay. I couldn't get mine very smooth either. A lot of bulk there.
A little bit.
We're almost done. We're just sewing up the bag. Oh, that's cute.
Enough, or you want more?
That's good.
Okay.
All right. All right, so we are going to sew basically almost all the way around the bag. We're going to leave an opening in the bottom, and there's my 3/8. That seems so big to me, but I'm going to try it. Okay.
3/4?
What's that? 3/8?
Where are you at? 3/8. Okay.
Yep.
Down here it said a 3/4. That's why I was like,
Oh.
wait, which
Yeah,
one?
that's the
That's the
for our
marks
box
for the
corners.
box corner.
Yep. Okay. You're cutting your corners off, so if you aren't
stress
perfect
too
over
much.
that, it won't be a big deal at all.
I'm just trying to make sure you don't get caught over here.
Thank you.
I don't know about you, but that happens to me if I'm sewing with the embroidery arm on all
Yeah.
the time.
Okay, we're coming up to the kind of bulky zipper area here. Now, I still have green thread in so that you guys will be able to sort of see what we're doing here. If I were sewing this at home, I probably would put in regular beige sewing thread.
Reinforcing over that zipper area again. Just hitting the reverse.
Yep.
Hit it twice so that you have that extra strength in that area.
And you can kind of feel that strap in there over there. So just
go slow so that you're not
exactly.
It might push a little bit away from the foot, so
Okay. Coming up to the other side of the zipper.
bulk in there.
A lot of bulk there. Yep.
That's the big side.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more strap in there. Anything I can do?
No.
Okay.
Not doing too bad. And we're turning that last corner here. And then we're not going to close it because we need to have an opening for turning. So I'm going to just reinforce that end because I'm going to be tugging on it a little bit. And I think we have to box our corners now.
Box in the, yep. I lost track of, you've got it. That's
Yep.
why I'm like, what's going on?
So
All right.
mark 3/4 of an inch in.
From the stitch line?
Yes, from the stitch line.
Okay.
Saw this online, or you have any kind of catalog, sales catalog, or anything like that? Oh, look at that smile. Look at that smile.
3/4 from the stitch line, both sides, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All the way around. Oh, we're making a box, so 3/4 inch corner.
Both corners, both
All
sides.
4 sides. Yeah. Because we're gonna basically trim that out.
Okay. Okay. Got a box.
Okay. Yeah, got that on the lining too.
No, you didn't say both sides. Yes, you did.
I
But
did say
was-
all 4 corners.
I only heard
The
parts of
struggle
things.
is real.
It is.
And then you're gonna take your scissors and you're gonna cut the what you just drew out.
Okay. 3/4, 3/4. Plastic is still on this. I'm drawing on the ruler and on myself. Okay. Snip, snip. Guess I'll use these. Right on the line.
Right on the line.
One. Two corners. Oh, there's a little more over here.
Oh, this is where it's gonna get interesting. Okay. So this part is pretty normal.
We do not. Yeah. Oh, we were supposed to. Oh, okay.
What are we looking for?
Hey, doing all right? How are you?
Feasible no-show.
It's been ordered.
Yeah.
Crap.
Are there any? We don't have any boxes up there, do we? No.
What
Okay.
are we trying to do?
T-shirts. I think
Oh.
we might have a big one.
You can try. You can pull off a few.
The big guy. That's
Can I help?
No. So what we're doing now is we're essentially
Open
just
roll and just sell a few yards because it's going to be 20. Figure out how much it is off of that and just pull a few yards off of one of our other rolls. If I don't have an open roll, I don't know what to tell you, but
so I'm just trying to box the corners and then I'm gonna stitch. It says stitch 1/4 of an inch away from the edge. So they have you going back and reinforcing the edges around this. Honestly, I think that's completely unnecessary. I have never had an issue. So I did ignore that part.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, they want you to like reinforce this stitch here 1 inch up from both sides, but I don't think that that is necessary at all. Okay. And I'm just kind of,
pulling those edges in, matching up your centers.
yep. And so I just made sure that this seam here is going to lay flat. So I made sure I pushed that.
Make sure that your lining seam allowances are going to go
Yeah.
the same direction.
Yep.
I'm just holding the weight because it likes to pull that lining right out of
Sure does.
position if you don't have a fourth hand over there. Okay,
2 down.
2 down.
These ones will be a little more difficult because you have a little more stuff
There-
in it.
Yep.
And
You trim a seam, or are you okay?
no, I think I'm okay.
Pressing would be,
Yep, I'm sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing. There we go. I'm just kind of pushing this down. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to open that so that everything lays flat.
do you want something to keep it there while you're maneuvering it, or?
Nope, I'm good. So,
I think at this point, I don't know that I can help.
no, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're still at a 1/4 inch seam,
Mm-hmm.
and this is corner number 3, but again, there's a lot more layers. And instead of pushing the seam to one side or the other, she's opened both sides so that it's basically pressed flat.
Yep.
And if you have a small iron, that probably would make that a little bit easier.
Yes.
Pressing that flat before you go to stitch it so that everything stays.
This one this one is a hot mess. So this one did split a little bit because of the stitches. So you're probably going to want to, I wouldn't reinforce the lining, but you might want to reinforce the stitches
stitching
over
on
here.
that
Yeah.
part.
I'm going to just go with it though. Let's try that on this side and see if that makes a difference. So let's put that in the right spot.
Because there's more stress.
Yeah, because it's thicker.
It's thicker. There's more stress on the seam. The seams were coming unstitched.
Okay. I'm also using embroidery thread.
I mean, hey,
There we go. Let's see if this one stitches. Smooths better. All right, so now I'm just going to take the 2 end pieces and I just kind of pull them apart. That's much better.
and then smush
And
those
then,
back
yep.
together.
Flatten that. All right, so flat.
Not here on Wednesdays. Okay.
Okay, so we've got a nice flat.
Yeah, that definitely does look
straight-
a little bit
Looks
better.
much better. Let's show you the bad one. So there's the bad one.
See how they kind of
They
made
split
a V?
apart. Yep, and this
Wow.
is nice and flat. So that's what we want, something that's nice and flat.
So worth taking the time to reinforce the bag, but
Not the lining.
don't bother with the lining.
Okay. And this is still a hot mess over here. There's a lot of bulk
A lot of bulk.
in this little itty bitty spot. Okay, so now this is where it gets interesting. The instructions are telling you to essentially cut out a chunk of your zipper. So we are going to mark 1 inch and 1.5 again. So I think we're basically going over that same spot that we did before where those whip stitches
Mhm.
were. So 1.5 want to mark that. So place the project on a flat surface. Mark a 1.5 by 3/4 inch rectangle from the 3/8 inch seam, centered over the zipper on each end of the zipper.
Okay.
So it's going to go over top of the area where I feel like they're making this really hard.
Yep. 1.5 by 3/4.
From the seam line. So 3/4 up
3/4 up.
and 1.5 inches across the zipper.
Three-quarters up.
3/4 up and 1.5 inches wide across the zipper.
So 3 3/4 on each side of that.
Yep.
There's a lot of bulk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's one.
So there was really no point in me reinforcing the stitches when I went over the zipper, just FYI.
Yeah. Still a good habit though.
Yep. But I am going to reinforce the stitches leading up to this box because
So
we're
what are
going to
we
be,
doing now?
we're cutting it out. Holy moly, right?
So you're gonna.
I'm going to reinforce like 1 inch because we're going to be cutting out. I don't want the seam to separate like it did on the other sides.
Gotcha.
So it's not likely that the lining will separate on us, but it is very likely that this is going to separate on me. So I definitely want to make sure I don't have that handle caught in there. Okay. I don't know that I would actually make a bag like this. This is what's going to box the top
This
of the
is
bag.
gonna box the top.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. We are having so much fun. You are definitely going to want to take your time when you get to this part. Don't speed up like we're doing because your bag will be better if you take your time and you are.
Yep. Yep. And then using scissors, remove. Do not cut whip stitching on the zipper. Because I can see that.
Right?
Okay. just inside or cut on it?
I don't know. Does it have you not cutting through the zipper? Doesn't it have you cutting through the zipper too?
Yeah, which is why we had the whips. So
Yeah.
this will include cutting off your zipper.
Okay.
But I can't see.
It's all right.
I think I'm
As
in.
long as
I
we don't
think we're
pull the
still
zipper
there.
off, we're gonna be fine. I put the big boys over there if you need them.
I think that big boys are probably better. Nice sharp scissors, guys.
Right.
Because, whoa. All right. I'm going just inside. I don't know whether we're going to regret that, but
Okay.
that is really bulky. Okay, and then you got that beauty.
Yep. I'm not sure how.
I'm not sure what's happening there. Like this, and then like this.
Yes.
So you've got your zipper here, and I did not cut those stitches. You're going to bend in the bag side and bend in your lining side and align your seams basically with the zipper now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yay. And then sewing that one.
Just a few more minutes.
There's still some seam mess in there, but you're kind of in the right spot.
Okay.
Do I need to cut more? Did I not cut enough?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I am sorry. You guys can't see a thing over there.
Yep. Wow. That's a lot of bag.
It's a lot of bag here.
So we are now doing a 1/4 inch from all of those edges.
Okay, now I'm gonna repeat because we like to rinse and repeat here. So here is me smushing my bag. Sounds like a bad song, doesn't it?
Something like that.
Okay, there's that. And then do the same thing for this. Smush. There's a lot of smushing going on over here. Smush.
Almost didn't have enough hands
I know,
to
right?
hold the one and
Okay. So I've got this little mess
Yep.
here. I'm going to try to open that bottom seam. All right. And I'm going to smush this all
I'm glad
underneath
you're
here.
sewing.
Right?
Sorry.
Smush. and we're just gonna go for it and see what happens. This is one of those times where every instinct in me says do not follow the instructions, but you know, when you make that first one,
That's the first one.
That's the first one. You
the
gotta-
winging it, right?
yeah.
So now we're gonna turn it, right?
now I think we get to turn it, and we'll see if we have any giant holes open from any of the seams that we,
That one
kinda-
might be a little open.
yeah, that one might be open.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah, it's, I'm just trying to get my,
Open the zipper further.
yep, there we go. I need 2 hands. All right, so I'm gonna pull that through the opening here, birth that through.
Gonna be a painful one.
So,
So we've got all of our strap in there.
yep,
You've got your interior lining, plus you've got your bag itself. So you're going to push everything through the lining opening. You're doing great. Good job.
that's why you reinforce
Reinforce those edges.
We're getting there.
Almost.
Oh, there we go.
And- Oh, there was the shoulders. The shoulders are out.
All right, so now I have a bag. Get the zipper open again the rest of the way here. There we go. Got one lining and one outside bag. Woohoo!
Well, 2 separate pieces. That's
Yeah.
part of the battle there.
Okay. Thank you. Fancy turning tool here.
Stabby, stabby.
It's definitely bulky in there.
So I love the quilting and the flowers, but you could very easily add names, a different pattern, you know, whatever it is, design to
Mm-hmm.
that, and then attach the strapping.
Yes.
So very easily add other things. Of course, that's just more stitching, but
Yep, there's my little gap down there.
just a
So
small little hole there. So that was the don't forget to reinforce.
mm-hmm.
We attempted skipping that. Don't skip that on the bag side.
Yeah. And what I think is easier for this bag is I kind of just put my finger in the little corner there, and then I
And
just
push
kind of
that
push
out.
that out. I was having trouble getting the turning tool in.
Into it because of the extra seams from the
Yeah, because there's seams at the
box.
top.
yep.
It's not too bad.
No. Mm-mm.
Definitely think that using some regular sewing thread for the construction part of this bag would be
Would be helpful.
helpful. Yeah. Okay. We got gangsta rap going on over here. I'm going to show that on the, oops, let's get the right thing. Here we go.
So here are the strap openings, which are firmly affixed. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4 boxed corners, fully lined. You could, of course, do that whole whip stitch thingamajigger.
We can just sew that on your machine.
So you that last final one was boxing these, which was where it was really hard.
Right.
But these ones, again, your lining don't need to reinforce,
Nope.
but reinforce before doing the boxed corner on your base of the bag.
Yep. And then you just have to put your buckle on.
Yep, which there are very straightforward instructions. We've definitely run over a little bit here. So there's, sliding it through the slot, putting it over here, yada, yeah. So pretty straightforward.
Yep, that's it. That's all you have to do.
That's it. So the hardware is included in that belt kit. And that is a super cute little guy. And give it a nice press. It'll be even cuter.
Yep.
So there we go.
Yay. All right.
2 hours
All right. Wow, that's a cute bag. All right. I hope you guys had fun. We had fun. It'll be easier the next time.
It's always easier the second time.
Yes.
And hopefully our first time will kind of replace your first time so that, it's always better the second
Always
time.
better the second time. That's
All
right.
right. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to come back this afternoon. We'll be live at 3 o'clock and talking about serging and the
Yeah,
Triumph
the
today.
Triumph.
So thanks for hanging. We'll see you next time. Bye guys.